These are my boys, and we're reviewing The Boys.
Hey guys, I'm John.
I'm Jazz.
I'm Ken.
And we are the nerds of N9000 Plus. Today, we're going to be giving you a spoiler-free review of The Boys that just came out on Amazon Prime on Friday, July the 26th.
Just as a warning to you, this is definitely a mature show. Solid TVMA, adult content from beginning to end, swearing, nudity, language, violence.
Since this is a spoiler-free, we're going to kind of talk in generalities about the show because we don't want to give away too much, but there will be a spoiler review, so if you want to watch that after you've seen the show, that would be great.
As for the plot of the show, it is about a group of vigilantes set out to take down corrupt superheroes who abuse their superpowers.
The acting, I thought, was pretty good. There was nobody in it that felt like they were just phoning it in. And that's part of the problem because to me, there weren't any likable characters. There was only a few that I thought that were likable, and that's because they did such a good job with their characters.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think the acting was actually maybe one of the best parts.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I saw the preview, I was like, oh, it's Carl Urban. If he's in it, I want to check it out. And he really does a solid job. But yeah, the acting all around was outstanding. I can't think of a weak link.
I think for me, it was too much like real life. That's part of what I didn't like about it. These days, I try to watch things that take me away from real life because there's just a lot of crap going on right now. And that's probably what's good about it, that it was so realistic. There was a lot of stuff in it that felt like something that would have happened in real life. A lot of the dialogue felt like what we would actually say if there were superheroes in life.
These heroes have this squeaky clean image, and that's all generated by this corporation. They don't live up to their image. These heroes, realistically, are not their image. They are phony, they are corrupt.
They're basically legal criminals because there's a lot of themes in the show. And one of them that Ken basically mentioned is the hypocrisy of all of the superheroes because honestly, there's not a lot of redeemable facts for most of them. But then we have the boys where they're like, no, we're not going to just deal with this. We're going to figure out a way to fix it. And then they end up not being unlikable, but they definitely do some questionable things to get there.
Yeah, that's maybe one of the other themes too, by any means necessary.
Exactly.
Everybody, I want to say with maybe a couple minor exceptions, but pretty much everybody is going to do whatever it takes to get to their goal. What they believe is right, whatever that is.
Huey and Starlight are the ones that we're supposed to root for. They do a good job of that because for the most part, I didn't feel like I hated them at all. They're not always going to do what we like.
They're flawed.
Yeah, they're flawed. So there's some choices, of course, that they make that I would not have made in their position, but you understand. And that's one of the good things about the writing for this show is that no matter if you like their decisions that they make, they all made sense. One of the other themes that they deal with is choice versus coercion. There's a lot of things where it seems like it's a choice, but it's really someone pushing you to that edge.
And it's funny because sometimes it's people making choices for what they believe are good reasons, but maybe they've been misled or maybe they are the ones doing the misleading. And so there's a lot of people making choices because basically they've been pushed into a position where they either believe something false or they see no other alternative, even if maybe there is. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic within the two camps. In many ways, they're very similar. The superheroes for the Seven and the boys. There's a lot of similarity between their two organizations.
It's not straight up black and white, where you know straight up good, straight up evil. It's easy to see. Yeah. There is a lot of shades of gray. If anything, if you take a look at the two factions, maybe one is a little bit darker gray, maybe one's a little bit lighter
Exactly.
gray. And then even if you go on to each individual and you explore them further, they start off as a light gray, but now they're pretty getting dark.
The only parts that I thought really didn't need was a lot of the gore. Like, I think you could have done without some of it. It wasn't necessary.
I definitely know where you're coming from with the gore, but that has always been Garth Ennis' style. Toe-to-toe with Alan Moore with how far can I cross the line to the point where I see it as a dot? Yes, I could do that. Yeah, he's definitely in the category of Frank Miller, Alan Moore. These guys do not pull punches.
Yeah.
When they are going to do a controversial topic, they're going to go all the way with it. And you may be thinking to yourself, oh, it's a superhero show. I should enjoy it. You would to a certain degree. I mean, this is
not your typical superhero.
It's not your typical superhero show. But the thing is, this explicitness is not for the sake of shock value.
Exactly.
It is for the sake of moving the story along
and showing the realism, but it wasn't ever super gratuitous. It all felt like it fit and it was needed to tell the story. They did a great job with the costumes in this. I honestly liked some of theirs better than some of the ones we've seen in the big two. I loved Homelander's costume. The Deep had a really great costume. They did a really good job.
But what they did with the costuming is they hint at heroes you already know. Superman, we got Wonder Woman, we've got Batman, kind of.
Bottom line is the 7 is supposed to be like an allegory for the Justice League.
Yeah. Overall, I definitely don't think it was a terrible show. A lot of what is rough for me is not necessarily the show itself. It's just our world that we're in right now, so it was rough to watch it, which is why I haven't watched this season of Handmaid's Tale. I think I would rate it at 8,000, 7,000.
I would go for an even 9,000.
I would say, yeah, even 9,000 for me as well.
So if you account for the fact that Jazz said 8,000, 7,000, like she gave like a slash, if you put it right at 7,500, then the average is exactly 8,500.
So give us a shout if you want to see any other shows that maybe we haven't covered or any movies that we haven't covered down in the comments below. Once you've watched it, maybe tell us what you think either on this review or on our spoiler review.
And as always, we have a new video for you every single Friday. But if you can't wait until then, we have a new video for you right now.